In this eye-opening video, we explore the ripple effect of smoking cigarettes versus vaping on your health.
Are e-cigarettes or vapes truly a safer alternative?
Do they carry hidden dangers?
We dive deep into the scientific research and expert opinions to reveal shocking truths about how both smoking and vaping impact your body.
Learn about the long-term effects, potential risks, and surprising statistics that could change your perspective forever. Whether you're a smoker, vapor, or just curious about the effects of nicotine, this video is a must-watch for anyone concerned about their health. Stay tuned until the end. Don't forget to subscribe for more insightful content on health and wellness. The big question now is vaping a better alternative to smoking? It's a question that has sparked intense debate among health experts, policymakers, and users themselves. Both cigars and cigarettes require burning the plant material and either inhaling or exhaling the smoke to be consumed. Vaping is the act of inhaling an aerosol or vapor from an e-cigarette, which is a battery-powered device that heats a liquid to create the aerosol. Over 8 million fatalities globally are attributed to smoking each year, with over 7 million coming from direct tobacco use and another 1.2 million from secondhand smoke exposure. On the other hand, although vaping is sometimes promoted as a safer substitute, it still entails health hazards. Recent studies has connected it to respiratory problems as well as other health difficulties, though the long-term implications are still being investigated. According to recent reports from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, vaping was linked to over 2,800 cases of serious lung injury in 2019, which resulted in over 60 verified deaths. These incidents brought attention to the possible risks associated with vaping, especially with THC-containing products and those that have high vitamin E acetate content. While research on vaping's long-term health impacts is ongoing, these occurrences have raised serious questions about its safety. It is vital for public health to determine whether behavior is more addictive, smoking or vaping. Another thing to consider is whether it's safer to vape with artificial flavors or smoke tobacco. 7 out of 10 smokers claim they wish to give up. One of the best things you can do for your health is to stop smoking. Almost every organ in your body is harmed by smoking, including the heart. Smoking and exposure to secondhand smoke are the causes of about 1/3 of heart disease deaths. To make the switch from traditional cigarettes to quitting entirely easier, you might be tempted to use electronic cigarettes, vape pens, and other disposable and non-disposable vaping devices. But is vaping or smoking electronic cigarettes healthier than consuming tobacco products? Tobacco has a long history, originating in the Americas where it was cultivated by indigenous peoples for medicinal, ceremonial, and recreational purposes long before European contact. The plant, Nicotine tabacum, became widely popular after the 16th century when European explorers introduced it to the Old World, leading to its spread across Europe, Africa, and Asia. Tobacco contains nicotine, a highly addictive substance that affects the brain's reward system by releasing dopamine, leading to dependence. E-cigarettes, also commonly known as vapes, come in various shapes, but many resemble sleek, compact pens or small cylinders for easy portability. Each vape typically consists of several key components: a rechargeable battery that powers the device, a tank or cartridge that holds the e-liquid, and a mouthpiece through which the user inhales. The e-liquid itself is usually a mix of propylene glycol and vegetable glycerin, combined with flavorings and often nicotine. Some variations even offer nicotine-free options. When activated, the battery heats a coil inside the tank, vaporizing the liquid for inhalation, providing users with a different experience compared to traditional smoking. Nicotine, flavorings, and other substances are commonly found in vaping devices, which are breathed through an aerosol. Although the amounts of nicotine in vaping products might vary greatly, they frequently contain more nicotine than regular cigarettes. On the other hand, with each inhalation, smoke brings more than 5,000 chemical substances into contact with the body's tissues. Smoking cigarettes damages almost all of the body's organs. Secondhand smoke exposure occurs when someone breathes in smoke from burning tobacco products or smoke exhaled by a smoker. It's also known as passive smoke, environmental tobacco smoke, or involuntary smoke. There isn't a secondhand smoking exposure threshold that is safe. Even a brief exposure can be fatal and result in major health issues. Secondhand smoke causes heart disease, stroke, lung cancer, and sudden infant death syndrome in women, and can trigger asthma attacks or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, type 2 diabetes, and rheumatoid arthritis. What happens if I smoke for a longer time? Long-term smoking has devastating effects on almost every part of the body. Prolonged exposure to the harmful chemicals in tobacco smoke leads to irreversible damage, particularly to the lungs and cardiovascular system, which includes emphysema and chronic bronchitis, leading to difficulty breathing, persistent cough, and reduced lung function. Smokers are also at a much higher risk of developing lung cancer, which is the leading cause of cancer-related deaths globally. Beyond the lungs, long-term smoking significantly increases the risk of heart disease, stroke, and peripheral artery disease due to the narrowing and hardening of blood vessels. Smoking also weakens the immune system, making the body more susceptible to infections, and it affects nearly every organ, from the kidneys to the bladder. Smokers often experience premature aging, including wrinkles and a weakened complexion due to reduced oxygen flow to the skin. Additionally, long-term smoking is linked to a higher risk of many other cancers, including those of the throat, mouth, esophagus, stomach, and pancreas. If your brain had a control board, smoking would be like pressing all the buttons at once, releasing loads of transmitters and hormones that affect your whole body. The bloodstream delivers nicotine, a stimulant, to the brain in about 10 seconds. This causes the release of dopamine and other neurotransmitters, such as endorphins, which produce the euphoric feelings that make smoking so addictive. The positive effect arrives right away. Traditionally, smoking was often glamorized in media and considered a social norm, particularly among adults. However, as awareness of the health risks associated with smoking has grown, societal attitudes have shifted dramatically. Today, smoking is widely viewed as socially unacceptable, especially in public spaces, with many countries implementing strict regulations to curb its prevalence. In contrast, vaping has emerged as a more recent phenomenon, often perceived as a trendy alternative to smoking. Initially marketed as a safer option for smokers looking to quit, vaping has gained popularity among younger demographics, including teens and young adults. Surveys indicate that many young people view vaping as less harmful and even socially acceptable, leading to concerns about its increasing normalization. Cultural acceptance of smoking and vaping varies widely across different regions. In some cultures, smoking remains embedded in social rituals, while in others, it is stigmatized. Vaping, while gaining traction globally, is met with mixed reactions. Some societies embrace it as a modern lifestyle choice, whereas others impose strict regulations due to health concerns. E-cigarettes have been marketed as a tool to help you stop smoking, but the Food and Drug Administration has not approved them as smoking cessation aids. According to a recent survey, the majority of people who wanted to quit smoking traditional cigarettes and switch to e-cigarettes instead ended up using both. Quitting smoking is a challenging but rewarding process that requires determination, strategy, and support. The first step is setting a firm quit date and mentally preparing yourself for the change. It's essential to identify your smoking triggers, whether it's stress, social situations, or certain routines, and plan how to avoid or manage them. Nicotine replacement therapy, NRT, like patches, gum, or lozenges, can ease withdrawal symptoms, while prescription medications such as bupropion or varenicline may help reduce cravings. Behavioral therapy, including cognitive behavioral therapy, offers valuable tools for managing stress and changing the patterns that lead to smoking. Joining a support group or using quit smoking apps can also provide motivation, encouragement, and a sense of accountability. Staying busy with exercise, hobbies, or even chewing gum can help distract from cravings. Some people find gradual reduction cutting down the number of cigarettes before quitting completely an easier way to approach quitting. Avoid high-risk situations where smoking is common, especially in the early days of quitting, and celebrate each milestone, whether it's 1 day, 1 week, or 1 month smoke-free. Remember, quitting is a process, and relapse can happen. If it does, Don't be discouraged. Use it as a learning experience and recommit to your goal. The health benefits of quitting begin almost immediately and will continue to improve your well-being over time. Thanks for watching, and I hope you now have a better understanding of the addictiveness of vaping versus smoking. If you have any thoughts or opinions on this topic, please share them in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about related health topics, be sure to check out our next video.